Hello and welcome to Isaan Flicks. Today we are out and about as the recent rains have ceased, for the time being anyway, and we are taking a look at a local irrigation canal to check out the water levels, which is up slightly and flowing slowly but surely. Of course, this gives me an indication that a lot of rainwater has fallen upstream, so to speak. After all, the water from all the recent rainfall has to go somewhere, as is the power of nature. So, let's have a talk about nature, and I shall give you some of my opinions about nature and why it is important. So, let us start. First, what is nature? And secondly, why is it important? Nature, in the broadest sense, is the natural world, the physical world, or material world, and life in general. We use the term nature when referring to living plants, animals, forests, rocks, beaches, and of course the weather, for example. In short, anything that has not really been changed by humans, or what exists despite some human intervention or interaction. In fact, nature is anything which is natural and not artificial. To live, humans have to take energy and resources from their natural surroundings. All human life brings us into relationships with the landscape, the plants and animals around us. Once humans were hunters and gatherers, and this shaped every moment of their lives, as they were dependent on the natural resources and the environment. However, as humans developed more and more technology, they began to extract resources and energy from the natural environment. For example, farmers discovered that by cultivating the land and domesticating animals and plants, they could produce far more food, and then over time got better and better at extracting more resources from the natural environment. But today, the more timber, food, water and fuel we take from the natural environment, the less is available for the other species. Our impact becomes greater and greater on other animals and plants, on the world's oceans and waterways, on the air and on the land. So if us humans do not make some changes now, we are possibly in danger of undermining many of the natural systems which our lives depend upon. Therefore, in my opinion, we need to understand our changing relationship with the environment. And to do that, we need to take a closer look at how our ancestors lived and how they treated the earth, by taking a look back at our history. As understanding the changing relationship between humans and the environment in the world's past may be a good step in finding a less damaging relationship in the future. Although our distancing from nature began several thousand years ago with the advancements in agriculture and social order, it is the industrial age to which we owe our modern regard for nature. The growth of cities allowed for a separation between people and nature, and our obsession with convenience and efficiency beckoned a new perspective on the environment. With technological advancements, nature became something we were no longer a part of and entirely subjected to, but something that we could control and profit off of. The growth of industry enabled humans to truly dominate the landscape and disrupt the natural systems that have been in place for billions of years. I think most of us know we are slowly destroying our environment. However, we do have the ability to do something about it. Therefore, we should make changes to where change is necessary. We could start with some simple housekeeping, such as rubbish or garbage disposal. Start by not throwing rubbish anywhere other than in a proper designed receptacle, such as a garbage can, rubbish bins, litter bins, whatever you want to call them, and not in the road or countryside or rivers. But of course, this will require strong enforcement. But with that said, I was educated and brought up to put rubbish in the household dustbin, garbage can, litter bin, whatever you want to call them, without thinking, as it was part of normal life. So maybe education needs to be looked at for starters, instead of all the other nonsense one hears is being taught in schools these days. Simple, basic housekeeping activities. Clean up after yourself. I was taught if you made a mess, you clean it up. Simple but effective, but only if it is enforced. And there lies the biggest problem in the world today. Again, in my opinion, small changes like this will make a massive impact in protecting our environment. But unfortunately, as I said, that will require some real enforcement. Mankind, us humans, are to manage the earth with everything that happens. We work with everything. Natural disasters happen, we manage them and work to rebuild the damage. Humans, after all, are responsible to take care of this earth. Humans have impacted our physical environment in numerous ways. Overpopulation for starters, pollution, burning fossil fuels and deforestation as examples have triggered climate change, in my opinion, which then causes soil erosion, poor air quality and undrinkable water, and the list goes on. Therefore, nature is very important for human life. To me, it is common sense, but unfortunately, sense today is not common. So, after thousands of years of evolution, we find ourselves at the peak of technology. But with that has come environmental pollution. We are already seeing the effects of our industrial ways through the extinction of species, the melting of glaciers, and the destruction of the landscapes. As we continue to disturb the world's natural systems, we are now facing some consequences, and these effects suggest that in the near future our role in taking care of all things being nature will become more and more difficult. Therefore, it is necessary that we make some major changes, and that we make them soon, if not immediately. We, in my opinion, have exploited the world for too long, and the consequences of doing so are everywhere. As everything in nature is related to everything, and our understanding of nature obliges us to maintain the integrity of the environment, we must change how we influence the land. We must respect the natural order of things and find a way to live accordingly. Although any changes in attitudes towards nature will require a complete overhaul of our current economic and political structures, it is something that must be done, in my opinion. As history shows, if we continue to encourage expansion and development, it is very likely that we will see major effects in climate change and in the ecosystems. Many of us now know we are headed in the wrong direction when it comes to protecting our environment, and that there will be some major consequences in the future. So why don't we all start doing something about it? Let us all start now by arranging cleaning up the litter and garbage which is dumped on our highways, streets and country lanes, and perhaps start educating those that do dump rubbish and litter, and perhaps ask them if they want to have fresh air to breathe or clean water to drink, as rotting garbage usually smells horrible and is polluting and clogging up our valuable waterways, rivers and streams. What do you think? There is so much we could do to improve this planet of ours, but of course that would require effort and good leadership. Unfortunately, that appears to be in short supply these days. Forgive me, as I am officially a grumpy old man. But things have to change. They can't go on as they are indefinitely. It's not all doom and gloom. The Isaan countryside is still beautiful, but like everywhere it does have some littering and garbage problems, as do some of the towns and cities, but generally things are not too bad. It could be a lot worse. I suppose it is my age, as I grew up in very different times, and it is funny to realise that I am now saying what my grandparents and parents once said. Bring back the good old days. So it does appear history does seem to have a habit of repeating itself, unfortunately. So, not to worry, things will work out hopefully. We are now coming to the end of the rainy season here in Thailand, and then we shall move on to what is called the dry season, which just goes to prove nature just keeps moving along. So, please do remember, nature gives us the air we breathe, the water we drink, the land we live upon, the soil we use to build our houses, and the fruit and vegetables we eat. In fact, nature gives us every important thing for us to survive as human beings. Furthermore, we can help keep our nature healthy by properly nourishing it and planting more plants and trees. So nature is what we see and feel around us. Nature can also be considered like our mother, who never scolds us unless we do something wrong. And also nature is very attractive and green. So, do try and enjoy nature without disturbing its balance, as after all, it is precious. I do not know what else I can say about nature and why we should protect it without boring you, and I do hope some of you have gotten this far into the video. I started to put this video together one rainy afternoon when I had planned to go out and about to capture some video footage. But I had these clips on my camera, so I thought I would make them into a video while I waited for a dry and sunny day. I do hope some of you have enjoyed this video and my views on why nature is important, and if you did, please give the video a thumbs up, share it, leave me a comment, but better still, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, to ensure you will not miss out on our other videos. I'm now having a look at a local pond to check the water levels. It had dropped a bit lately, but it seems to have risen again. Just another example of nature at work. I do believe nature is beautiful. You just need to take the time to take it all in. And the best part is that it is forever changing, as of course it is live in every sense of the word. Oh dear, I surprised the young cow while it was having its breakfast. Talking of breakfast, I shall head off home for mine. So that's it until my next video. So it's a very goodbye from me, and do remember to take your litter home and dispose of it properly, as everyone needs to take care of this planet. After all, it is the only one we have. Bye bye from me.